It's quite easy, as you can see here on the screen. There are basically like 6 levels of the SAE norm for full self-drive, but none of them have anything to do directly with the how should I put it, with the capabilities of the car. And it's important to know that, for example, with a level 0, there is hardly anything that's there. It's all passive. And I'm not going to go into detail. You can find that SAE level plan on the internet. I just picked it up there as well. But up until level 2, so level 1 is like the standard cruise control that you have, but not adaptive cruise control. And with level 2 you get some more active safety features that are involved there as well. As of level 3, then you can start taking your hands off the wheel. So up until level 2, you are obliged to be the driver, and you are responsible for what is actually happening with the car. Now, as of level 4, then we're talking about full self-drive. Level 4 is in almost any circumstance. So maybe not when it's snowing really hard. It's not going to work on those dreadful Chinese dirt mountain roads where people die every day, so to speak. So that is definitely not meant. I don't even think that with level 5 we're going to be able to do those kinds of roads. But with level 3, which is coming up, and we already have some basic level 3 up until 60 kilometers an hour that is approved by the UNECE, and that's basically just a traffic jam, but in theory you could pick up your laptop and start working during that traffic jam. Now, of course, there are a lot of things involved here, like active driver monitoring, which Tesla currently does not have, not even with the current interior cameras. Now, I believe, Alex, you had some information about those interior cameras as well, or some thoughts about whether or not we could use them?
Maybe just, first of all, maybe just to add to that, I think it's a good description you've been giving. What we see right now is mainly level 2, for instance, with Tesla Autopilot, but also some other systems are capable to do that. And level 3, as you indicated, is in Europe. I think it's restricted just only for streets like autobahns or highways
Exactly.
with at least
Yes.
4 tracks. So, and with a divider in between, in the middle, and where a pedestrian or a bicyclist is not allowed to drive. So if you bring this together, you end up with an autobahn by definition, right? So therefore, they've been saying, the UNECE have been saying that's allowed it for this kind of roads. And that's just then for autobahn up to 60 kilometers per hour. And that's exactly what you said. So that means you just only can use it on an autobahn in a traffic jam, actually, because on an autobahn or on a highway in Europe, it's just not allowed to drive below 80 kilometers an hour. So that explains their regulation. And for that time period, you indeed can, take your eyes off the road and, the responsibilities, the liabilities on the vehicle. And this is an important differentiation. There was lately a YouTube guest, which is George Hotz from Comma AI, and he was making a very good statement, like saying it's a myth that the levels have anything to do with the capabilities of the system, because all what they do is to define the level of liability for the automaker. So this is a very, very important and accurate and true statement, because what does it mean? It means like level 0, there is a full responsibility on the driver, period. And that goes up to a certain level. On level 3, as I just described, it's a moment when you're in a traffic jam below 60 kilometers on the autobahn. The responsibility, the liability is really on the manufacturer. So if you have an accident in that situation, you can just say, okay, not my problem, guys. You said I can take my hands off. I did. So we have here now an accident. There's high costs associated. It's your problem. And if you go up the ladder, 4 and 5, it's even more liability.